My talk will cover three aspects of it. First of all, I will talk about a bit of history of Iraq. It's extremely important that people understand the history of Iraq before trying to understand the current situation. Thereafter, I will talk about the current modern political situation. My final section will involve the current vision of how we want Iraq to be formed and the status of that, in addition to the current situation, the bilateral relationship between Iraq and Japan. To understand Iraq, you have to understand the history. The major impact of the history of Iraq has been as a result of formation of various civilizations on top of each other. Without looking at these civilizations, you cannot understand Iraq. Likewise, the Ottoman Empire, the way it was divided, the weaknesses of that, and the wilayat, or the three provinces of Iraq, and what we see now, and how was the Iraq is formed, that's still another aspect of it. So please, when you try to look at Iraq history, if you want to understand this current situation, look at the history first. Economy. Historically, Iraq's dependency was on agriculture and exporting to the region. Because of various, I don't know whether we call it social systems or whatever, for the last 40, 50 years, since 1958 onward, when the republic system started, there was a decline in agricultural production and increase in oil production. So I'm just giving you a snapshot of Iraq before 2003. This is, let's say, by the time the March in which the invasion of Iraq started by the Americans. Just to give you a snapshot of what was the country like. Bear in mind that we talked about the Iron Curtain, which means that a lot of these informations were not either people aware of or people do not talk about, and more importantly, if you don't know, you are not acting on it. If you look at Iraq in a binary, three dimensions, Shia, Sunni, Kurds, then these are the current situation. Try not to look at Iraq in this way, because there's no single city in Iraq in which it has not mixed nationalities or ethnicities. There's no single tribe in Iraq in which it has not got either a Shia branch or a Sunni branch. So we have a complex person or personality. We don't have a binary or a simple way of saying which one of them are you. Okay, foreign policy. I talked about the Iraqi and US. We have a strategic partnership with them in which we talk about not just the military aspect, but all walk of life, education, training, and so on. And we are sticking to that with the American as well. So we're having continuous discussions, joint committees exist to monitor and to improve the aspect regarding training, regarding our needs, and so on. The future of Iraq, I mean, in order for us to have a stable Iraq, there are three aspects or dimensions which we really need to confirm and cement. Security, social welfare and economic welfare of our people, and political stability. These are the three which everybody has to bear in mind all the time. There is no one interest on the cost of other. We're rebuilding our security forces as well. As I said, we have a determination not to have the American extension of their presence. Obviously, Paris Club's decisions was a huge plus for us, in which 80% of the major debtors, primarily from the Western countries and some of the Gulf countries, has really helped us as well. And Japan obviously appreciated work in that aspect as well. As far as the relationship, this is I think the last slide, as far as the relationship with Japan, we have, I would say, a strong relationship in aspects of declarations, joint declarations, visits at high level. Even last week's, the MITI minister with the high level delegation went to Baghdad and discussed issues such as oil exploration, energy projects, and so on. So, in a way, we have a very healthy situation with Iraq, with Japan, and we are meant to improve it. My presence here is to cement that and take it not just on political aspect, but move on into the cultural aspect and other aspects as well. For us, I think because we have the mutual respect for each other, it's only right that we have a strong relationship on all dimensions. And thank you very much again.
大使のファイリーさん、そもそも10年前であればダーワ島のシーア派のファイリーのクルドの方がここでほとんど諜報関係者の監視もなしに話をされるということ自体が奇跡のような話でございまして、これからおそらく4つのレベルでの挑戦というものがイラクには待っているんだろうと私は理解しております。1つ目は政治的な対話、2つ目はやはり治安です。そして3つ目には透明性、あるいは腐敗の除去、それに加えて4つ目はおそらく隣国との関係。今期待を寄せなければいけないのはかつてのイラクのパターン、独裁、あるいはパトロンシップとそれに迎合するような人たち、こういったものをおそらく乗り越える最も良い機会がイラクに訪れられていること、2003年の10月だったと思います。日本はイラクとの関係を確立するための最初の一歩を踏み出しました。1つ目はイラクに対する緊急人道支援、そして2つ目は15億ドルの無償を中心としたイラクに対する協力、そしてその後35億ドル、これを結果として2008年度末まで行うということを表明をいたしました。3月のアラブサミット、これは画期的だと思います。しかしながらイラクのターレク・ハーシミという副首相は内政介入というような言い方を残念ながら表現をしている。これはどうしても国内の政治を国外に反映させて、結果としてサミットを阻害しかねないような全体の利益を見ていただけるような政治というものをイラクにも期待をさせていただきたいし、我々日本の方も新しい一歩を踏み出すために私としても進めさせていただきたいということを最後にお約束をして私からのコメントとさせていただきます。ありがとうございました。
先生、ありがとうございました。
In relation to Sayyid Muqtada Sadr, his return is an Iraqi who has every right to come back to his country. So we have no objection to his coming back, oil revenues and so on. Bear in mind that the Kurds are not talking about autonomy. The formula they are using is the federation system. Revenue from the oil and others will depend. Currently, the Kurds have 17.5%. And any increase or decrease will depend on the census, which we hope to have this year. So we have agreed within all the political parties that A, they abide by the law, and B, that constitution and constitutions such as the high courts and so on are the resolution to our problems. As far as the relationship with the state or United States is concerned, United States is a superpower in the region and elsewhere. It has the largest economy, and they have a high presence in the region, including in Iraq. So we cannot say we cannot do without the United States.
非常に答えにくい質問ありがとうございます。ただイラクのその権力構造を考えるときにパトロンクライアントシップ、つまりサダム・フセインが資本を持っていて、それに応えるクライアントがいて、それが政権を支えるというシステムがありました。でまた時折政権が弱くなるとそれに乗じて隣の国、隣国がそこに介入をするという、そういった構造もありました。こういったことを勉強したことは永田町における権力構造を理解する上で私は役に立ったというふうに思っています。私小泉総理の時に2度ほど衆議院に呼ばれて大量破壊兵器に関する意見を求められて、イラクの大量破壊兵器はあるかどうかないかってことは分からないけれども隣国に影響を及ぼし得ないご説明をさせていただいた経験があります。日本の政策決定における情報収集のメカニズムというものをもう一度検証するという意味においては私はこれなんとか任期中にやりたいとは思っていますが、先に実はさっきもちょっと申し上げた防衛大綱ですとかそういったことをずっと先にやらせていただいたというのが今までの経緯でございます。